today we're just filming in different places. It's been a little while since it's getting her life back together as always. But this is the elongated the elong-awaited Housewives commentary. I just finished up watching the reunion of Housewives of Salt Lake City today, and this is the commentary. Now, usually I would be drinking a glass of wine or some alcoholic beverage, but I can't right now because I am on a diet slash fast. So today we are having some tea. This is raspberry leaf tea, and raspberry leaf tea is good for if you have any menstrual problems, ladies, any cramps, anything going on during your menstrual cycle and you are not feeling too well. Drink a cup of raspberry leaf tea and it will help you out. Always make sure you're buying organic teas. You don't want teas with any fillers. You look at the ingredients on it, it should literally say raspberry leaf, and that's it.
Aye, Gucci on the Prada, send me feeling bad. I be looking like the nigga that you wish you had. Them my girls, them are coming, them are looking bad. Man, I'm rolling with my niggas and we moving mad. So me light on the pump, put it up till the morning. Them I know that your mind, so they be stalling. And I'll be always there to answer whenever you're calling. And you always hold me down whenever it's
Alright, so let's get right into it. I had to write down some notes just because we have to cover a lot commentaries, so we can just add this in. You know, we're introducing commentaries to my YouTube channel now, along with hauls. I see y'all enjoying the hauls and everything. So let's get right into it. Now, we're gonna start off. We're talking about the Housewives of Salt Lake City, the finale, and the reunion. With the reunion, we're gonna start off with what everybody is wearing. What is everybody wearing? Now, I'm going to start off with Whitney. My favorite girl, Whitney, is the best dressed woman of the evening. You can tell that by the ceremony or whatever, the setup theme is sequins for the first season of the reunion. Whitney's dress is beautiful. Whitney is serving. I will have it somewhere on this screen. We love the red sequins dress. Yes, Whitney is giving me a 10 out of 10. She's giving the girls a 10 out of 10. Now, Mary, child. Mary. And it saw Mary had a little lamb, that Mary was looking a mess as always. She was looking a mess as always. But somebody did have her beat. Now, Mary, the wig was a little better, but it wasn't still up to par. We're going to get into that later on in the video. Jen, I'm sorry, girl, Jen. Jen had Mary beat for the evening. Jen looked not good to me. I don't know what was going on with the dress. I did not like the dress, for one. I did not like the makeup. The makeup for Jen was giving me 90s makeup. It was giving me like we're taking it back to the 99 and 2000s with the thin eyebrows. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The 90s type of makeup. Jen was the worst dress for the evening, followed up by Mary. Jen has a 1 out of 10. Mary has a 2 out of 10. So thank God, Mary, you did not get 1 out of 10 this evening. Next we have Meredith. Now, Meredith looked beautiful. Okay, Meredith was serving looks, and y'all know I don't really like Meredith like that, but one thing I will give is credit where credit is due. Meredith looked beautiful for tonight. Next we have on the list is Lisa. I always forget about Lisa, y'all. Like, literally, as I was writing down my notes and everything, I'm like, what is this girl name? Y'all, I stay forget about Lisa. Like, girl, who are you? But it's okay. I didn't like what Lisa was giving. Lisa was giving me milkmaid. I guess it was satins and sequins. Maybe that was the theme. I don't know. I'll have to look it up after this. Lisa was just giving me Mary had a, like, it was just giving me, I don't know. I did not like, I liked her dress, but not for the reunion. Sorry, sis, you were not, yeah, no. So for that, I'll give her a 5 out of 10. Heather. I usually love, y'all know I love Heather. I stan Heather. I love her so much. But Heather, girl, it was a mess. I did not like the dress. The dress was giving me 2015 prom vibes. I didn't like it. I literally can find something on Fashion Nova just like it. Did I spill something on my shirt? I didn't like it. I literally can find something on Fashion Nova just like it. Did I spill something on my shirt? I don't know. I didn't like the dress. I didn't appreciate it. Next on the docket, we're going to talk about the first thing that Andy opened up during this reunion that I love is the fact that Mary's damn head has been looking a mess all season. And honestly, I think I have a different take on her hair and her head because like I said in my other video, there should be no reason that someone owns an article by Dolce & Gabbana or owns an article by Valentino. I ain't got no Valentino in my closet. And my head stayed looking better than that. So it's no reason that you say you can't count how many homes that you own, but you look a mess. And something about Bravo, Andy opening up with that question. The question was somebody from Atlanta, Georgia, i.e. because we know we not going to be walking around looking like that. I find it really funny that nobody from the cast was going to tell her about her hair. Like, I mean, granted, we did have the Karen Huger slip up with the lemonade braids and from Potomac, and everybody was looking a mess when Potomac first came out. Every damn body. But I don't know. To me, it's 2020 now. 2020 was 2020/2021 when this is, you know, well, probably wasn't. It was filmed in 2019. But my thing is, everyone was so put together. You can tell that Bravo and Andy, usually Andy does not pour money into a show until after the first season. But you can tell Andy from the graphics, from the makeup, that everybody was on point for the show. So it led me to believe he made a very extensive budget for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And something about Mary's hair just looking a mess to me, and production has not said anything about it. No, there wasn't any stylist or nothing. It just, I don't know, it doesn't sit. Even her confessionals were crazy. So it just doesn't sit right with me, like, at all. We all know that confessionals are filmed after. So it's like the fact that after the fact, y'all probably had people to touch up her makeup or whatever, but y'all had no, I don't know, something about that is racist. I don't know. I'm just saying it's something about that just don't sit right with me. Y'all had the one black woman on the show that everybody was rooting for looking a damn mess, looking a damn fool. I don't know. It's giving me H&M vibes. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Next is... we're going to talk about Jen this season. A lot of the season had much to do about Jen's family, Jen's outbreaks, Jen's assistants, Jen's parties. So, of course, we're going to start talking about Jen. One thing I do realize in this episode of the reunion, that Jen does not know how to apologize. She is too damn old to not know how to apologize. And the funniest part is when somebody asked, and Andy read out, mentioned that Jen was in her 50s. As a 50-year-old, why are you still throwing tantrums? And Jen goes, Jen and everybody on the cast is upset about the person saying that, you know, Jen was 50. And Jen goes, actually, I'm 48. But it's like, damn, girl, you damn near 50. At the end of the day, that's 50. Round it up. You 48, that's 50. Why are you 48, 50 years old still throwing tantrums? You know the vibes. Answer the question. But it's okay. So the whole cast, we have everybody yelling at Jen. We're kind of going back and forth with Jen about her outbursts, her dismissiveness, her anger. She does have projection issues. Even in the reunion, she was projecting. And of course, we're going to get into Vagina Gate. Most of the questions that Andy was asking Jen was the questions that I needed to know. Girl, you're 50 years old. Why are you still acting like this? We all needed to know that. We all needed to know that. That's what we need to know. The second question that he did address was Vagina Gate. And, well, I guess we could just get into Vagina Gate now. I just find it very funny, y'all. Don't y'all find this funny after y'all watched the reunion, right? Jen spent the night over Meredith's house. So if Meredith really felt like Jen showed her vagina to her kids, why would you have her spend the night over your house? How come you're not saying something? Is it just me? Is it just me? Like, you're saying that your kids are uncomfortable. First of all, your kids are grown, okay? We ain't talking about no damn kids. We're talking about some grown adults. We talking about some adults, all right? So the adults who live at your place, who you've birthed, are uncomfortable. And if that was the case, like somebody, you know, no matter who, what, how old am I, if I am uncomfortable over something a friend that my mom has, my mom is going to check them. Meredith did not check Jen in the episode. And it was brought to our attention that she even asked Jen to spend the night. Now, she did lie on Jen and say, well, we don't know it's a lie because we wasn't there and the cameras wasn't there. But it's okay. I felt like deep down, she was lying and was like, Jen, no, I didn't ask you to spend the night. You passed out. Now, something about that don't sit right with me, because if she would have really passed out, honey, wouldn't you have tweeted that and said that? Like, is it just me? Like, wouldn't she have tweeted that? Because they've been going off at the Twitter, so I'm like, I'm confused. The cat's got her fingers? Like, what's going on? And then outside of that, let's talk about how she was trying to say and get upset, Meredith, talking about, Jen, you called my son white privilege. First of all, she said white privileged family. She was talking about all of y'all. I'm mad like nobody peeped this during the reunion. Like, Jen was talking about all of y'all coming for her because a white family said one thing and y'all just took it and run with it. So it wasn't even about Meredith's son. So that right there, Jen was right about that. I'm glad she didn't apologize for that, because she didn't need to. Jen, you need no apology. Now, I love all of the questions that Andy asked Jen. You, of course, got to watch the show to figure out that. But we all want to know what the heck Jen does. How did Jen get all her money and these 4 assistants? Like, I just don't understand. I don't understand. But look, Jen is a businesswoman, and we just got to chop it up and give it to her. Andy was playing therapist a little bit when it came to Jen, wanting her, I guess he was desperately wanting her so bad to say something about her marriage, and Jen stood her ground. So congratulations to you, Jen. You might have been the worst dressed, but you stood your ground up there on that stage, sis. Next, we're gonna talk about Lisa, because I stay forgetting about her. Like, I literally had to write her down. I just always forget about Lisa. Pretty girl though. She's a very pretty girl. Needs to lay off the Botox, like I said. But I don't know, something about Lisa, she's like the most least interesting person on the show. Is it just me? I mean, besides Mary, the people want Mary off the show. Find another black person I was about to say in Potomac. Find another black person in Salt Lake City. We all want Mary off the show. We don't care about Mary. Even Lisa though, Lisa is very boring. Lisa's so boring. Boring the entire show. She does break down with her 2 tears when somebody talks about her children and how she wasn't being a good mother, and I feel like that was messed up to say. I'm not here to ever say that someone's a bad mother. I don't know these ladies, but like I said, this is just based off of the reunion, what we saw. First of all, my mama don't answer my phone calls. Growing up, my mama barely answered my phone calls. My mama don't even answer my phone calls now. Okay, I saw this prompt. It was like, if you were held hostage and somebody said, call somebody, and if they answer, we gonna kill you, who would you call? Me, I would call my mother, because she don't answer the phone. Does that mean that she's a bad mother? No, it doesn't. It just means that she don't know how to answer her damn phone, and that's fine. Next on the docket with Lisa, I like that she actually showed emotion from crying over her children, because it's like, girl, wow, you actually do have an emotion. Like, oh, kudos to that. And then when she was talking about how she's from New York and this is how I talk, girl. Now, Lisa, y'all gonna have to watch that part. I can't even. We're not even gonna talk about that. See, just like that, we're done with Lisa. She's really that boring. Next, we got Meredith. Now, Meredith, best dressed, beautiful. Like, I just wanted the camera to shine on her because she just looked so pretty for the night. I was like, girl, yes, girl, yes. Yes, keep putting the camera on Meredith because she looks good. The first question that Andy asked Meredith gave me my life. I knew this question was from a black person from Andy reading it out. I already knew, because it said something about Brooks and why is Brooks always in grown folks' business? Only a black person would say that. Only a black person would say that. And I mean, that is very true. You know, I mean, I can tell that Meredith and Brooks have the type of relationship where it's like they're very close. So my mother and I are very close as well. It was not always like that. It wasn't until I got older to where I could talk to him, like talk to my mom how I talked to like one of my friends. Now she's not really checking me like I ain't one of your little friends, but she used to do that when I was younger. So I mean, I can see that because I have that type of relationship with my parent. But then at the same time, Brooks was in grown folks' business when he was telling his mom who she could and couldn't have over her house. That was a little stretch now. Like, I might be cool with my mama, but I'm not going to tell her who she can and can't have over her place now. Unless they're like, you know, being an endanger to me and you know, something along those lines. And then she would be like, oh yeah, they'll need to come over. But she don't tell your mama who she can and can't be friends with. Like, the way he just be talking to his mom, I don't know about that. So yeah, then when it did come out at the reunion about that Meredith smokes, I don't know as to why they kind of made that a big deal at the reunion. However, it's like the girls already knew, like we already knew that Meredith smokes. Like honestly, look at her face and listen to her voice. That's not a surprise that she smokes cigarettes. Like, why are people surprised? Why are they making a big thing? Like, do y'all not hear this girl's voice? Do y'all not see her? Come on now. What I'm looking forward to is, I feel like Andy barely touched the surface with Meredith because we need to get to the tea. He was really holding back with Meredith and I didn't appreciate that. We need to get to the tea. Was you cheating on your husband or not? That's what we want to know. That's what the people want to know. like dang. Next we have Heather. Andy did not, for the first reunion, you know, hopefully for the next reunion or whatever, we're going to get more into Whitney and Heather. Heather contributed a lot to this season, not only with being such a good friend to Jen. Like, clearly Heather has a lack of boundaries. From watching the show, you can tell that Heather has a lack of boundaries. Now, probably in real life, I don't know, because we don't know how raw this footage is, but on the show and from how she speaks about, you know, just being groomed for marriage and her whole life was marriage, and you know, she's had to go through so much with her husband, and then, you know, they finally got divorced. She was still seeking the approval from her husband in the last show of the season, from her ex-husband. Why are you still fishing from approval? I guess because he's still the father of your children, but it's just like, it was like to the point where it was like, girl, come on, like you don't need this man to make you feel good about opening up a new location. Like I hope I can go to Salt Lake City so I can go get something done at Beauty Lab, because I love Heather. Y'all know I love me some Heather. I would definitely support her, but it just hurt my heart to see that she was fishing for too much validation from her ex-husband, who clearly disrespects her. And she kind of does the same thing with her friends. Jen clearly disrespects you on national television, and you're still fishing. Like, she says certain things about your cousin, Whitney, your cousin. So it's like, you should have been standing up more for Whitney. I feel like Heather, still like you though, girl, but it's just like, you're giving me lack of boundaries. It's giving lack of boundaries. Now, she did hold her ground when her and Lisa got into it. Lisa is rude. Lisa does make comments like she's better than people, which I do not know why she does. Everything that Heather said was actually valid. We, the people, yes, we agree. The people agree with Heather, and that's the people. I'm talking about me. If y'all don't agree, oh the hell well. Now, last but not least, Whitney, like I said, Andy didn't really get into Whitney and Heather. I'm very excited to hear more about what's going on with Whitney's dad and what's going on with Whitney in her life right now. I like Whitney. Personally, she might be my favorite. Heather and Whitney, I don't know. Between Heather and Whitney, I love both of them. I can relate to both of them. So we gotta stick and tune in for next time, a part 2 of the reunion, child. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video of my little recap of the reunion. Y'all have to stay put for next week. Of course, I'll be doing a recap of part 2 of the reunion, and if there is a part 3 of the reunion, as well as we do have Housewives of New Jersey coming up. I think it came on already. Oh my gosh. So I probably have to watch that, do an update of Housewives of New Jersey. I'm not sure if y'all want me to do every Housewives, because I don't watch every Housewives. I only watch Atlanta, Potomac, and Salt Lake City. Really, I used to watch in Orange County, but I don't want to do commentary on Orange County because I know that most of my followers don't really watch that. Like, most black people don't watch Orange County. So just let me know of a housewife that y'all want to do. So I'm thinking about doing recaps of New Jersey, since that is already coming on air. So we have that coming up. Atlanta, I'm not doing recaps on Atlanta right now because I don't know, Atlanta's just been too boring. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I love y'all. Thank you for subscribing. If you did not already, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell if you want to be notified every time that I do upload. And like I always say, stay